Indigenous knowledge and traditional practices, preserving land and combating desertification. Title: Indigenous knowledge and traditional practices, preserving land and combating desertification. Introduction. The consequences are severe, from the loss of biodiversity to the displacement of communities. However, amidst this crisis, there lies a valuable resource: indigenous knowledge and traditional practice. SES. Indigenous peoples and local communities as guardians of the land. Indigenous peoples and local communities have been the custodians of their lands for centuries, relying on their knowledge and deep connection with nature to sustainably manage ecosystems. This accumulated wisdom is a rich tapestry of practices passed down through generations, fostering harmony with the environment. Preserving biodiversity. One of the distinctive features of indigenous knowledge is its focus on biodiversity preservation. Indigenous communities have developed intricate systems to cultivate and protect a range of species, contributing to enhanced resilience. Traditional agricultural practices, such as agroforestry, intercropping, and seed saving, promote biodiversity and prevent soil depletion. For instance, the terraced agriculture of the Ifugao people in the Philippines showcases an innovative approach to maximize land use. By cleverly using natural contours, they create terraces that retain water and prevent soil erosion while cultivating a diverse range of crops, thus ensuring food security. Water management techniques. Water scarcity is a pressing concern in many arid regions affected by desertification. Indigenous knowledge offers us numerous water management techniques, which are both sustainable and effective. Practices like rainwater harvesting, traditional irrigation systems, and aquifer replenishment have stood the test of time. One remarkable example is the ancient qanat system that originated in Persia and is still in use today in countries like Iran and Afghanistan. These subterranean canals harvest groundwater from highland sources and distribute it to lower-level fields. The qanat system not only allows agriculture to thrive in arid regions but also helps recharge aquifers, combating desertification. Ecosystem restoration. Indigenous peoples and local communities have a profound understanding of the intricate connections within ecosystems, playing a crucial role in restoring degraded lands. Through traditional practice, such as controlled burning, reforestation, and land rotation, they rehabilitate ecosystems and promote their resilience against further degradation. Australian Aboriginal communities have long utilized fire as a tool for land management. Controlled burning helps remove invasive species, allows the regeneration of native plants, and reduces the risk of devastating wildfires. These practices demonstrate the effectiveness of indigenous knowledge in safeguarding ecosystems and preventing desertification. Stewardship of sacred sites. Many indigenous cultures regard certain landscapes as sacred, imbued with spiritual significance. These sacred sites are often conserved and protected through customary practices. They serve as focal points for cultural practices, preserving indigenous heritage and biodiversity simultaneously. For example, the Uluru Kata Tjuta National Park in Australia is not only a UNESCO World Heritage Site but also sacred to the Inang people. The Inang are actively involved in the park's management, using traditional practices to protect the natural and cultural values associated with the site. This combination of preservation and cultural significance helps combat desertification while fostering a sense of community ownership. Integration with scientific knowledge. Recognizing the value of indigenous knowledge requires its integration with scientific knowledge systems. Traditional practices excel in specific contexts and conditions, but their broader applicability can benefit from scientific research and technological advancements. Bridging the gap between these knowledge systems enhances the effectiveness of land preservation efforts. Collaborative initiatives, such as participatory research projects and knowledge exchanges, enable Indigenous communities and scientists to work together. By combining their expertise, these partners HIPs can develop comprehensive approaches to combat desertification while respecting and valuing local customs and traditions. Challenges and the way forward. Despite the immense potential of Indigenous knowledge and traditional practices, there are challenges to their implementation and preservation. These include threats posed by rapid modernization, loss of cultural identity, and limited recognition of Indigenous rights. Moreover, education and awareness campaigns on the value of Indigenous knowledge should be undertaken at all levels to nurture a deep appreciation for this vast wealth of wisdom. Indigenous knowledge and traditional practices have long served as invaluable resources in preserving land and combating desertification. Indigenous peoples and local communities have acted as custodians of the land for generations, utilizing their deep connection with nature to manage ecosystems sustainably. Their practices, such as agroforestry and seed saving, contribute to biodiversity preservation and prevent soil depletion. These techniques have stood the test of time and continue to provide effective results. For example, the ancient Qanat system, which originated in Persia, still functions in countries like Iran and Afghanistan. By harnessing groundwater sources and distributing water to lower-level fields, the Qanat system supports agricultural productivity and helps replenish aquifers, thus combating desertification. Sacred sites hold particular importance in many Indigenous cultures, serving as focal points for cultural practices and the preservation of both Indigenous heritage and biodiversity. The Uluru Kata Judah National Park in Australia is one such example. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it is also considered sacred by the Anang people. Integrating Indigenous knowledge with scientific expertise is essential for maximizing the potential of both knowledge systems. Collaborative initiatives, such as participatory research projects and knowledge exchanges, foster partnerships between Indigenous communities and scientists. By combining their expertise, comprehensive approaches to desertification combat can be developed, while respecting and valuing local customs and traditions. Despite the immense value of Indigenous knowledge and traditional practices, challenges persist in their implementation and preservation. Rapid modernization, loss of cultural identity, and insufficient recognition of Indigenous rights are among these challenges. It is also crucial to undertake education and awareness campaigns at all levels to nurture a deep appreciation for the vast wealth of wisdom found in Indigenous knowledge. Indigenous knowledge and traditional practices are crucial in preserving land and combating desertification. Indigenous peoples and local communities have served as guardians of the land for centuries, using their deep connection with nature to manage ecosystems sustainably. Practices such as agroforestry, seed saving, and traditional irrigation systems promote biodiversity, prevent soil depletion, and offer sustainable solutions for water scarcity. Efforts in ecosystem restoration, through practices like controlled burning and reforestation, help rehabilitate degraded lands and enhance their resilience. The stewardship of sacred sites by Indigenous cultures not only preserves heritage but also protects biodiversity. Integrating Indigenous knowledge with scientific expertise through collaborative initiatives allows for comprehensive approach to desertification combat that respect local customs and traditions. Robust legal frameworks that protect Indigenous rights and involve local communities in decision-making processes are crucial. Education and awareness campaigns should also be undertaken to foster appreciation and understanding of Indigenous knowledge.